morning there. You're watching QTV This Morning, and I'm Jenna Bosonko, and I'm here with my amazing co-host, Mr. Adedrami.
I've assumed the mantle today.
Yes, yes, I just gave it to you.
Okay, temporarily. Don't panic. It's a temporary situation. Yeah, it's great to be here. Even though my voice is a bit croaky today, but yeah, it's great to be here. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Kat, thank you so much for joining us.
I think you guys need to drink the Lido tea to bring your voice up to standard, you know.
Yeah,
because your voice is a bit croaky this morning. So I will advise that you try of this Lido tea. So you will be okay.
I think
like me, I'm drinking one of those.
Okay, great.
I'm doing the green one.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so shout out to
that might do the trick.
Yeah. I think Mr. Ade will try the Lido coffee because he's a coffee person.
I'm a coffee man.
Yes, he's a coffee person. But, you know, shout out to the entire brand of the Lido and for joining our team. We really appreciate it. And I'm sure they will get to see the benefits if they ask, you know, other people that we've partnered with on the show. It has been really, really a good journey. So I'm hoping that they will also see the benefits of joining our team, and I'm certain that they will see changes.
I think, just quickly I can mention, I think one of the reasons why it's good to have your products here is that you and I know that we get people writing to us who watch this program in Dubai, in the Philippines, in Sweden, in England.
Across the world.
So it's global. So,
yeah, and you know, with the remittances now, you can easily, you know, buy stuff for your family, you know, things like that, order them, get it delivered. So, you know, it's beneficial. It's beyond the Gambia where your product and service can reach if you partner with us.
But the taste is in the flavor.
It's in the flavor. Top notch. So moving on, Mr. Ade, our proverb?
Yeah, proverb today says it comes from Tanzania.
Yeah.
And it says, the one who itches is the one who scratches. The one who itches is the one who scratches.
Where there is an itch, it follows a scratch.
And if I itch, you can't scratch it.
So it's so annoying when you have that itchy and then you are, for one reason or the other,
unable to reach there to scratch.
That is something like you are sitting in public and you are itchy here and you cannot scratch it.
It's
you
uncomfortable.
So it goes to show that, you know, these things, they go together. Like, you know,
but if you take it wider, I guess it's what the Jamaicans will say, who feel it, know it. So he who feels it, knows it. Is the person who,
your East London people who feel it. Who feel it. Yeah, that's true.
Who feel it, know it. So I mean, it's you know, if for example, somebody, you can have something bothering you, upsetting you, or that is painful to you. People can sympathize with it, and you can't do anything about it. People can empathize, but they can't feel it.
They can't.
Only you who have the pain can feel it, can know deep down the pain that you
have the urge to do something. So you have to be able. I think it should be. They are so impregnated with, you know, I don't know, these proverbs.
With meaning and
there's just a lot of examples.
Yeah, I think we should start inviting opinions outside of us to listen to their own interpretations as well.
Sometimes when we were allowed to have our phones on here, people would send us messages saying, no, this is my interpretation. And sometimes we would read them out, but we don't anymore.
I think we should be posting them a night before or a day before, and then we'll read the comments out. I think, you know, our Facebook, you know, has a lot of viewership.
That would make it interactive and very interesting. And you see divergence in terms of
well, we had yesterday. With yesterday's one, Balde took one completely divergent.
And we had to fight him.
About,
and I can imagine Balde and Jainaba,
and myself.
It was a big fight.
Claws,
it was a big fight yesterday. But he ended up saying, okay, we're all right. You're right, I'm right. So let's just move on.
We agreed to disagree.
I think just generally it's on who feels it, knows it at the end of the day. You know?
I mean, the one who itches is the one who scratches.
Because you get to solve your own problems. Nobody is going to come and solve it. It's, for example, just as in countries and their interactions, you know, for example, a country like the Gambia, we can receive aid from international organizations for as much as we want, but there are just some certain problems that we can solve on our own. They are deep-rooted problems that aid cannot solve. We have to be able to solve it our own. And if we don't, you know, there are definitely no solutions to it.
Well, this is it. And you know, when I used to work in sort of British government, you would go to these meetings, and they were very conscious of the fact that you can't have a single policy that applies to all. There's
Right.
no one size
Absolutely,
fits
yeah,
all.
yeah.
Because each, as you rightly said,
Yes.
and
Different.
I'm glad you broadened it out in that way,
Yeah.
each country has different things to deal with
Right.
and different socio-economic
Individual cases.
realities, and it has to fit that particular country. You
Right,
can't say,
right.
oh, we're going to do this policy and we're going to apply it to Gambia,
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
Sierra
yeah,
Leone,
yeah.
to Ghana, to Nigeria,
Yeah.
to Senegal. It just wouldn't work.
Yeah.
You know, you have to tailor it to the...
needs
Yeah, and
are
I
different.
think this point is very important because even with UN agencies and just other agencies, that is now the direction they're using.
Yeah.
Normally, if they have aid that they just want to send out to communities with their surveys, they're able to do their opinion surveys where they ask community members, what do you need the most?
Sure.
And then when you ask them, they'll be like, oh, we need a borehole, we need this, we need that. Because the moment you just come and bring the aid and intervene without asking them what they need, then you're not solving their problem.
Let me give you a perfect example of that. There's a former British MP who she has in her constituency in England
right.
is an area called Waterloo.
Right.
And she went to Waterloo in Sierra Leone,
Yeah.
and she's a structural engineer
Yes.
by profession. And she said as she was driving around
Yeah.
the town of Waterloo in Sierra Leone,
Right.
she was saying to her husband, oh, I could do this, I could do that. And he said, darling, don't you think you should ask them what they want?
Exactly.
What are the problems that they want solved?
Exactly.
And she said, honestly, it made her stop and think because she had all these grand plans.
Yeah.
And in fact, she said what she planned was nothing like the
compared
reality
to what they
that they
wanted.
wanted. She said when she sat down with the mayor and the people of the town of Waterloo, and she said, okay, what would you like? And they said,
And then
we want a library and an adult literacy center. And she said that had never even entered her mind.
Yeah.
And that's what she ended up helping to construct. Yeah.
And I think just leaders should be taking that direction, especially our National Assembly
Consult
members.
your people.
Yes, who lead constituencies when you want to, put laws on the table. For example, especially private members' bills, because it's at your discretion to choose a private members' bill that you want to come up with. You can always engage your constituency and, they will give you suggestions as to what they want to see in the law or what they want you to achieve and all of that.
Well, Malik and I we can both attest to the fact that in England,
Yes.
that's why MPs, members of parliament, have weekly surgeries.
Yes.
Where the constituents come and tell them their problems.
That's
so
how it's supposed
they
to be.
interact with them. I don't think that happens here. In fact, I'm sure it doesn't.
Well, it happens only
On a
when
regular
they're
basis?
formulating
No,
the budget,
yeah,
for
yeah, but
example.
that's-
That's the only time that
No,
they do
I think
community
it depends
outreach.
To
from
the-
MP
Yes.
to MP.
MP,
They
yeah,
are different.
exactly.
There are
It's
some
not as a
MPs who are more
blanket.
directly engaged
Yes.
in
With
their
their
constituencies
Than the others.
You would
Yeah.
understand those that come far in the rural area. Of
Yeah,
course,
quite.
they are more
Yeah,
focused
it's
here,
more
so they
different,
would be
yeah.
going. They will not have regular surgeries,
No.
maybe intermittently
Got
every 3 months or so, as opposed to the ones that are here local. So it's easier for you to have.
But some of the ones in England, yes, they have to go to Westminster, but they have weekend surgeries. They have Saturdays. I know because I remember I was in Liverpool and I was there when one of the MPs had his local surgery every Saturday, because at Saturday there was no sitting at Westminster.
Nice.
And so he had his...
Well, public transport.
Well, of
in
course,
UK, you can
I know,
just
I know.
get
Yeah,
on the
but
train,
with them,
zoom,
they have their Parado. Our Gambian
but
MP.
still going to Fatota and coming back.
Yeah,
is-
it's
tiring.
tiring.
By the stretch.
It's
that is
tiring.
not to give
But you're right.
excuse, but they can
But
have
it's- but it's a valid
Yeah,
point.
they can organize
Yeah.
it and structure
But that
it.
is why they need
Yeah,
office
this-
allowance,
Sure.
a secretary. Like UK, they have to provide you with a secretary office allowance, so that those things, you can cater for. I don't know
Exactly.
what
They
provisions
need all
they
of
make
those
for them
things.
in terms of that administrative side,
Yeah.
because that office should always be open, regardless of whether you are here or not there.
Exactly.
Somebody is
There should be an
being paid
administrator.
and everything, and all the things that come, especially in this era of,
Right.
they can email things to you, questions and
Yes,
all that.
suggestion
they can
boxes.
give you feedback, so when you go, you will be able to see A, B, C, and D, what their
Exactly.
issues are. So I think they can be more innovative to be directly,
Yeah, true,
interactive with their
Yeah. So
constituents.
I think we can just take a short break,
We
and when
can
we come
indeed,
back,
yeah.
there's just a lot of issues happening, especially with Senegal.
Globally as
Yes,
well.
globally.
But Senegal,
Yes,
which is our neighbor
major,
as well.
yeah.
big
So
thing.
we'll just go for a short break, and when we come back, we'll head right on to that.
The art of juggling is a true spectacle of agility, coordination, and speed. A symbol of progression, precision, and mastery. .5G speed is like having the juggler in your pocket.
Just look amazing.
with lightning-fast download and upload speeds. You'll easily be able to juggle even the busiest workdays. Whether you're a busy entrepreneur, a creative, or just someone who wants to stay connected. Juggle your tasks with ease with QCell 5G speed. The future is here. It's fast, reliable, and efficient. First brought to you by QCell. We innovate, others follow.
Welcome back from that short break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning, and our official sponsors are right in front of us. Make sure to get the tea, the coffee, the milk, and just everything. But gentlemen, before we move any further, today is Ibrahim Abalde's birthday.
Yeah, but he got stuck somewhere.
He got stuck somewhere. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it here.
Can we have his video where he's fixing the fan belt?
He's like, this is the fan belt, and blah, blah. Yeah, so he's just stuck there. Yeah, but happy birthday to him. Yeah, he's an amazing person. We are happy to have him on the team. Yeah. You know, he just adds, you know,
he
this
never
flavor.
agrees with anybody and is everybody's friend.
And he's everybody's friend. Like he said yesterday, we at some point we're all right.
Something else. But happy birthday.
Very bubbly character. So I wish him a happy birthday.
Yeah, we're wishing him a happy birthday.
Never agrees with Ade as well.
They never get together.
We agree on almost nothing.
Nothing. So his New Year resolution was that he wants to make his first million. So I'm praying that he makes his first million.
He's in that direction. I can tell you.
He's like, I need to make my first.
Yeah, he is. But he never spends. So therefore, it's very easy for him to make it.
It can be easy for him. Well, I'm going to do them maybe I'm 300,000. After I'm problem 1 million. Yes. Yeah. But moving on, let's take a look at what's happening with our neighbor Senegal. Yeah. Yesterday, I was following the parliamentary proceedings.
So was I. I was trying. It was in French, but I struggled. I kept up with it.
Yeah, I watched Sen TV, which was in Wolof.
Right.
Yeah, so obviously I could understand everything that was going on. So the MPs decided to vote to push the elections to December 2024.
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised. And the reason I say I was surprised, because the bill that was presented before the National Assembly there, asked for the president's mandate to be extended to August, and for it to the elections to be then in August or September.
Right.
So I was surprised when the vote, which was unanimous with a caveat, because I say caveat because a lot of opposition MPs were actually ushered out of the chamber.
Yes,
anyway.
if they voted against.
I'm not sure you could say it was a valid vote, and that's quite dangerous because you've created a resentment straight away.
Right.
But the whole thing about the postponement of it, first time ever it's happened in Senegal.
Is in 67, 68 it did happen.
Yeah, yes, but that was for special, you know, there was, you know,
a justifiable reason.
It wasn't because, well, Macky Sall will say it's justifiable now because there are investigations into some of the things. And so, yeah, I mean, it's quite interesting. But you have somebody like Karim Wade who had up to 3 weeks ago had dual citizenship.
Right.
But France has now released him from his French citizenship, so he could contest because he was one of the ones who was left off the list that was published. And he had actually asked for it to be postponed whilst he's
sorting out
he challenged the decision to kick him off the yes, PDS. So
lucky him then.
Well, yeah, lucky him, because you know potentially he could win the challenge to being left off, and if he wins that challenge, then they'll have to put him on the ballot, because from now to December, you got 10 months. There's time enough for that.
Yeah, we saw riots.
But the focus is, what is Macky Sall's end game? People don't seem to understand. Is this an act? Because some in Senegal are saying that it's a constitutional coup d'etat, and to prolong for me 1 year is too long. I think they could have within a period of 3 months do all this and then submit their report to him. But 1 year is way too long, and it all is going to create, and this is concerning to the international community, that the instability that it will invite. We have already started seeing it rearing
so
its
this video is courtesy of Al Jazeera.
Okay,
so we got this video from Al Jazeera.
You can see now, you know, already prior to this, Senegal was relatively stable because they had a period of, you know, a lot of incitement and some point when them and the Pastef youths were in the streets fighting.
And at least they had assurance that elections is coming.
Yes.
So we have elections to show for what we want. And now that it's a whole year, it's going to bring about more, you know, instability at the end of the day. And this is on confirmed claims that even currently, Amadou Ba, who is chosen by Macky Sall's party, and Macky Sall are not on friendly terms.
There's disagreement.
There's disagreement. Yes. Allegedly, we can't confirm that.
Yeah, but they were saying that he did not countersign the agreement, which is not the case because it's already been released that he has signed it. So, but he made a statement that he wanted the elections to go on. He's not in support of it. But at the same time, his signature is there. On the paper. So there are some conflicting, you know, kind of. I don't know, but we are observing keenly since they are our neighbors, and we have a substantial number of Senegalese people resident in the Gambia, and we know if there is an implosion, we know the consequences. You know. It's bound to, the ripple effects are bound to come to our shores. So, and Senegal in relative terms has been the most stable democratic country in West Africa. They never experienced any intervention of the military, but now they're beginning to have that conversation, and it's scary.
It is scary.
You know?
I said to somebody in the office yesterday when they were saying, oh, it would never happen. I said, well, I'm old enough to remember when we said the same about Cote d'Ivoire. Oh, it would never happen, it would never happen. And then in December 1999, it happened. You know, up till then, they'd never had military intervention in Cote d'Ivoire or in Senegal. And it seemed unthinkable, you know, in the days of Houphouët-Boigny and so on. You never imagined that Cote d'Ivoire would have a coup d'etat. But, you know, everything, and the country's never recovered from it. Really.
Will be resilient enough to contain it so that they can, but 1 year, definitely a lot of things can happen. Worried for Senegal.
It's very, very risky. I'm equally worried.
He will say it's 10 months, but essentially it's 1 year. because if the mandate carries till December, by the time people campaign for elections, it will be February again. So essentially it's 1 year.
Yep.
So he's prolonged his stay by another 1 year. You know, through some constitution.
And like you said, what's the end game and what's the point of prolonging it by another year? What does he hope to gain by that?
What is he scared of? What is he
That is the thing. That needs to come out.
And in that dialogue discussion, is Pastef Ousmane Sonko going to be part of it?
Well,
because he's part of the equation. They're saying that, well, no, his issue is different. But if you look at the context in which they operate, he has substantial followers in Senegal. And they are part of the issues that are very proactive youths that are challenging. So I think in this dialogue, if it is going for that long, they ought to include Pastef as well to see how they can incorporate.
Well, I mean, Pastef are kind of part of the equation in the sense that they did. Their candidate, Jomai Faye, he's there. He's on the list.
Jomai Faye,
He's on the list.
Must
so he's still
bring
in
them
prison.
on the table.
He's still incarcerated.
Oh, you mean Osman?
No, Basiru Jomai Faye.
Well, yes, but
he's not been tried. So these are the issues that people
There's just a lot of conflicting issues surrounding this.
Yes.
You know, whole.
So I think Senegal, they really ought to really be careful. Otherwise, it can lead to something that they will not be able to deal with.
For me, you know, like I keep going on about my age, is the classic scenario in West Africa where the army steps in and says, we will restore order. Because there's instability and this, that. It is scary, and because it's never happened.
And normally it would be followed by a euphoria. The population would jump and support, not knowing the direction.
That is,
and you want to avoid something like that.
It's really dangerous.
Yes,
it's really
and
dangerous.
like Mr. Ka said, whatever affects Senegal affects the Gambia. Remember, during the Gambia's political impasse, literally the half of Gambia had to go to Senegal. So you know, it's not good. And as a country as well, economically, that will not be beneficial to us as a country.
I mean, the countries, we just saw a clip there of Senegal very briefly.
About ECOWAS position, it's Senghor, that's the...
The ECOWAS position is still the same as yesterday, where they're calling for dialogue.
Yes, I mean on the 4th, which was Sunday was the last thing, because I checked just before I came on the program today to see whether they've issued
another
update.
one.
They haven't,
okay.
Which is kind of disappointing because of the escalating situation, you would have thought. And yet the European Union have issued stuff in response. The US, the EU, UK rather as well.
But I think they did make a statement.
ECOWAS,
yeah,
Sunday.
but that was before
on the 4th.
Official
the statement was on the 4th.
to December.
And in fact, it ended by saying, we congratulate Macky Sall on the fact that he respected his decision not to contest. But that's since Sunday. A lot has happened since Sunday. So and the rest of the world is responding, and you're not responding.
But obviously, some public figures, some very prominent individuals in Senegal, do not also agree with it. Youssou N'Dour, for example, he issued a press release, talking about how he does not agree with the postponement to December 2024.
I don't think anybody agrees with it.
And it's beginning to interfere with press freedom as well, because Fajri was shut down.
Things like that.
And the internet at some point. And the argument was there is incitement.
Hate speech being shared on
that
phones.
Is what they were saying. But does that justify bringing down the internet and also shutting down some media outlets? I think it's beginning to take a dimension that is very risky.
Like Mr. like you said, we're yet to identify what he seeks to achieve with this postponement. Like, what is he thinking? What does he want to do exactly for the 1 year that we do not know about?
But it's dangerous.
Interesting times.
And it's scary.
Yes.
Yeah, but the thing as well, the fact that PDS is on the side of PS together, that has given him a little bit of, that the opposition to some extent is a little bit fractured. But they need to be more organized, really,
to be able to
advocate for what they. But also, would there be challenges of this decision, or is the decision of the
President
the final decision of the National Assembly, is it final?
I believe it is.
The Constitutional Court?
I strongly believe it's final.
Senegal being Senegal, somebody will take it to the courts. For sure.
What is the role between the Constitutional Council and also the decision?
But how independent is the judiciary right now?
In fact, in his initial statement, Macky Sall, which we've got the full 13-minute video of it, what he said was that he said the same section of the constitution that allows him to call an election allows him to postpone an election. He actually said that in his statement.
But I would have assumed, I don't know, but only the Constitutional Council should be able to determine that when it comes to issues of election. And that would have been a provision provided by the National Assembly. So I don't know how he can rely on that to override such a decision, because these things should have been an issue of referendum and all these things. So there is a host of legal things that have to be disentangled, as we continue to have this discussion.
So before we leave, I think we took a lot of time discussing Senegal, but as we should,
it's an important one for us.
We also see that Mamadou Tangara, who is the Minister of Foreign Affairs, is running for the Secretary General of the Commonwealth, and we had the discussion even before we went on air, and you talked about how his experience and his educational background and network, can earn him this position.
Absolutely, under his belt, I think he have the track record is there in terms of the roles that he's played, his educational career. So I think we should be very proud as Gambians if we can secure that, and we have to support that, because it's a very important position in the international scene. Commonwealth is a very big, one of the biggest, if not the biggest, block of, countries, together, so therefore it's something, a big deal which we should support. So
I think he has a wealth of experience. From Yahya Jammeh's government, I think he's the only minister that actually, currently, that is there during when President Barrow just came and continued with him. You know what I mean? So that shows how experienced he is and understands his craft.
He's got a wealth of experience.
Yes, he understands his craft.
CV certainly would lead one to say, oh, if I look at it, we can vote for somebody
we can vote for someone like this.
So a small country like Gambia, if we can secure that, we
I think that is going to be really huge, because we are at the ECOWAS, you know,
Yeah.
and now Commonwealth.
So
okay, we're making noise.
Weight,
Yes, that's a good thing. You know, the size doesn't matter at the end of the day.
That's right.
Yeah, so I'm afraid that is all we have time for with Mr. Carr.
Right.
It's 9:25. Thank
Already?
you. Already, it's 9:25.
Right.
But thank you so much for joining us. You tried the tea, the green one,
The Lido.
and it seems you're going to be doing a lot of work upstairs.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
because you have a
energized.
lot of
I am
energy right
already.
now to do
My
a lot
battery
of
is
work.
fully charged.
Your
now.
battery is, right?
Yeah.
All right. So we'll
Thank
just
you
go
very
for a
much
short
for
break,
having
and
me,
when
yeah.
we come back, we will continue the program. Don't go anywhere.
Kiusel moy suñu boss. Kiusel moy suñu boss. Kiusel moy suñu boss. Soro. Go. Ebe dawa full network suda tili. Kiusel. Ni lafta diamla wati jamala mune diata. Kiusel. Most reliable network jumala geta wati. Kiusel. Wo quality man nyon soda jam pona manke Kiusel. Hanibe wulo ni farole kono walante be bako na jala fayola network ko se taria. Kiusel suñu boss. Ñu fi njëkk indi 3G ñu dellu taxi 4G plus and now we bring you 5G. 5G. First and only 5G provider. Itella follow adi doron nesa keno. Gambia bela nyon tama fele Kiusel. Ko fasunta buka busi Kiusel. Itella molti milka kukutol nati Gambia. Kiusel meta lori la kiliano yele imanyina amanda wala itella ka quality dila dadi ma itelle silo wala wodol mume be keno ma. Kiusel suñu boss. Kiusel suñu boss. Kiusel suñu boss. Kiusel suñu boss. Connection be bambandi Kiusel suñu boss. Kiusel most innovative Kiusel suñu boss.
The future is now. With QCell's 5G network, experience speeds like never before with our new 5G Rocket Fixed Internet plan. Get speeds from 10 Mbps to 100 Mbps. Your 5G-enabled device. Walk into QCell headquarters to get one of our 5G routers and experience the true feeling of 5G. Only with QCell. QCell brings you the future. Tech, innovation, incredible speed. The future is now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunya Bus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
QCell brings you the future with our ultimate bundles. Enjoy the best voice and data bundle plans in one package. Get unlimited data packages with flexible validity and enjoy what true internet feels like. Get 30 minutes of on-net and off-net calls with 5 gigabytes of data for just $350. Or get bigger bundle packages from 10 gigabytes to 20 gigabytes with over 100 on-net and off-net voice calls and enjoy the fastest internet speed in the Gambia. You can also buy 1-day, 3-day or even 7-day packages and enjoy unlimited data bundles with uncapped speeds. Just dial *343# today and experience the limitless capabilities of the QCell network. *343# should be your favorite code to dial now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell. We innovate, others follow.
Step into the Espas Motors showroom for your luxurious name brand vehicle. Located along the Bertil Harding Highway, Espas Motors is the Gambia's authorized dealer for Chery, Kia, Ford, and now we bring you the new Peugeot model 3008 SUV. 18-inch alloy wheels, 216 inches high ground clearance, keyless entry system, start and stop button, rear parking assistance system with reverse camera, adaptive cruise control with speed limit, LED daytime running lights, front and side airbags, 8-inch HD touchscreen. Not to forget our exquisite Peugeot Landtrek double cabin pickup with 2.1-liter diesel engine, 6-speed manual transmission 4x4, hill descent control, LED daytime running lights. Espas Motors, the authorized dealer for Peugeot. Visit us today or call us on 35-2222 or 353-4444.
Looking for the perfect place to promote your product or place your advert? Look no further than QTV. We are the premier destination for businesses looking to connect with Gambian audiences and beyond. At QTV, we offer a variety of advertising solutions to suit your needs and budget. With our diverse range of programming, you can be sure that your ad will reach a broad and engaged audience. From our popular news broadcast to our exciting music and entertainment programming, QTV has something for everyone. QTV, the premier destination for advertising in the Gambia. Contact us today and let us help you reach your audience.
Back from that short break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning, and I'm here with my co-host, Mr. Ade Durami. So, Mr. Ade, this is just a follow-up on yesterday's discussion.
Yes.
Because the managing director of the National Roads Authority joined us yesterday and talked about a few things that the PRO, cadet ASP Bintanjai, is about to also take us through.
Yes, I watched his
interview yesterday, and it was really detailed because he took office in October. So he has just a lot of ideas that he wants to, implement when it comes to our roads and even more. So Operation Clear the Roads, Binta, I can remember the first day that it was a discussion that Operation Clear the Roads was going to start. I can remember how Ibrahim was, just pushing them to say, is this going to be consistent? I was also like, is this going to be consistent? Because we felt like it was just going to be a 1 or 2 day thing and then we will not see it continue. But they disappointed us because we see
in a good way.
We see a continuation. We even see some form of decentralization as well. So just give us an update about how it's been going and some of the changes that you've seen, or is there any form of stubbornness of individuals getting to go back when they're asked to leave and all of that?
Yeah, so thank you and good morning to you and all your viewers. Operation Clear the Road, like you said, is one of the most consistent operations we've had so far. It's a joint task force, but it's a police-led operation. And it is one of the key steps we are taking as a police force to ensure safety and security on our roads. So presently, the stage at which we are is to ensure the roads are clear. And then the second fold would be the enforcement part, that is going back to the places where we have people who are not compliant to the clearing, and also continue with the prosecutions we have started. So yes, we are at the demolition stage, and the next phase would be, it was first demolition and then continuing, like simultaneously enforcing, but now what we want to focus more on is demolishing, warning and cautioning people, so that when we come back, the enforcement part takes place. That way people have more time to leave, and
So was the cautioning done?
Yeah, there was a press before. There was a press that was sent. I think the sensitization part is what really lacked.
I think so
yeah,
too.
but we are doing in-house discussions to ensure that people are more sensitized. That way they understand that this is not a witch hunt exercise. It is just meant to make our roads clear, safe and secure for all of us. We all know development comes with a price, and this is maybe an expensive price we are all paying, because some make their livelihoods out of the spots they are selling. Also, it is a warning to those who want to construct in illegal places. That way we get all what we desire, and I think the greater good is what matters. Yeah.
I mean, so part of the in-house discussion, I guess that must include things like, using local languages to actually get the message out there.
Exactly.
Because, it's all right putting out a press release.
Right.
But not everybody's going to read that press release.
That is my problem personally, because you know what, Mr. Ade, at a time that because the first demolition, I was with the team, and they talked about how did they go to individual businesses areas because some of them probably did not even know that they're encroaching.
Some of them were claiming.
Some of them were claiming that they didn't know they're encroaching, and also claiming that the spot was given to them by KMC
or by family members.
They're paying their taxes. How about issues as such?
So this is why we have our engineers go with us. It could have been just a police operation, but we don't want to demolish places or people's premises that are legal structures or lawfully acquired. So this is why the engineers are the experts to determine what is encroachment or what structure has encroached the road and what hasn't.
Because there's a width that from where a road ends to which people cannot.
We have had instances where people would say we are paying taxes, the physical
exactly
is aware,
KMC.
but when we come, like when we ask them to show proof, they can't.
Yes. I remember in the early days, when in the very early days, first couple of weeks, I remember one structure was being demolished, and the owner was saying, I have my paper from physical planning. And the guy was very blunt with him. He said, if you got something like that from physical planning, you bribed somebody.
Yeah. So
he said, because the person should have known that you're not.
We'll just go for a quick break. And when we come back, we'll continue this discussion on Operation Clear the Roads. We'll be right back.
Do your banking the smart way with the new Aji Bank mobile app. Transfer money to any bank account in the Gambia. Top up airtime for all networks. Pay utility bills. Check your account balance and view mini statements. Request for ATM cards. Request for checkbooks and more in a single touch. So, do your banking in a smart way. Do your banking now with Aji Bank mobile app. Every time is banking time. Aji Bank, your investment partner. You asked for it, and QCell is giving it to you with our new and improved Sunyu Bundle Mega Promo. Now you can get more data at cheaper prices. Buy any of our bundle packages and enjoy massive discounts. Dial *303# and enjoy browsing on the network with the biggest coverage. Buy a 20 megabytes data bundle for as low as $7 and 50 bottles today, or purchase bigger bundles up to 20 gigabytes. Yes, that's right, 20 gigabytes of data at your fingertips.
Welcome back from that break. So, Mr. Ade, we're here with Cadet ASP Bintanjai, who's the PR of the Gambia Police Force, discussing Operation Clear the Road. And where we stopped is individuals talking about they have their physical planning, they acquired these lands lawfully, or even KMC gave it to them.
That's right. And I was just saying that I remembered one instance when the person was saying, look, here's my paper from physical planning, but the guy who was doing the demolition said, even if you have that paper, you must have bribed to get it. He said, because somebody at physical planning ought to know that you cannot build where you have built.
Exactly.
And so there's a lot of that. And this is near Coastal Road where I live. And there were quite a lot of shops. I was quite surprised. They were demolished. They were demolished because they had encroached.
Sometimes common sense would dictate that this is unlawful, that it's inappropriate, even if or when you bribe a person, you ought to know that a day will come, this would not be here again, because we are growing as a country. Development is coming, and that includes the infrastructure we have on our roads. So it's a warning for every individual. Whatever we are doing today, we should consider the repercussions tomorrow. You illegally acquire a spot. I'm not saying this is what happened, but in cases where that happened, because I know some of those things do happen. So in situations where those kind of things happen, it's at the loss of the person, because when it's demolished, that person who has given you that authority, legal authority, in an illegal way, would not be there to defend or protect you.
Can I?
So,
sure. I was just going to ask a question about the sensitization that you're talking about, the kind of internal discussions and about the outreach. Is part of that going to involve trying to convince people? Because I've heard the argument made, even in our office, where people say, well, these people, like you said earlier, it's their livelihood. And people have said, oh, it's their livelihood, let them, how do you have that conversation with the public?
So what happens when we allow people encroach all the roads because of their livelihood and put their same lives at risk?
Yes, and you have a road to protect them.
Exactly. So we have to start somewhere, and the prices have to be paid, and one of those is losing certain positions or places, they earn their livelihood and resort to better places for themselves and other road users.
Yeah, that's true. But aside from that, we see the traffic recently in Gambia. You know, yesterday the National Roads Authority Managing Director was here. Obviously, he's not a police officer,
let's not
but
say in Gambia. Let's say in our urban area.
In our urban area, because rural areas, they're moving smoothly, right? They're moving smoothly, you know, but he gave us, you know, the engineering, you know, perspective of the road traffic.
Sure.
But the reality is it's the police that have the power when it's bad to actually correct it, you know, but it's been challenging for the past weeks. Turntable, Sukuta traffic lights, going to Jabang, is really tight.
There are a lot of contributing factors, and we won't shy away from our responsibility as a law enforcement body.
Right.
So because of that, you can clearly remember we had a 3-day convergence, that's the police conference, where we talked about the way forward, at least for the next 5 years for the police.
Right.
So one of the things that were key in that discussion, or those discussions, was road safety.
Right.
And where we want to start is by addressing the root cause. One is acquisition of license. We want to do away from situations where Jainaba will sit in her comfort zone and call Binta because she knows her and ask for a driver's license without validation whether she is competent or not. Okay, so we want to address that issue, and then also ensure that whoever is driving on the road and whatever you are driving or riding on the road is roadworthy. It's tested, certified to be roadworthy. And
that's quite ambitious, though.
Yeah, and a lot of other things that increases the rate of accidents. People would not care when they know that whatever they do, nothing would come out of it. So that's also another key factor we want to address. Another thing would be the highway patrol unit, the introduction of the highway patrol unit by very professional police officers who will be vetted and trained so that they would complement the efforts of other traffic officers and that they wouldn't engage in any corrupt practice. We also encourage the public to report when such issues occur on the roads. Don't pay bribe. Don't. Even when you are asked, don't pay.
So, Binta, the issue of bribe, this takes me to this question. Does the police have like a strong union, as in, you know, a police
we have
union
a
or
unit.
something?
We have a unit.
The reason why I'm asking this is because normally governments, when they understand that a certain group of people who are working for government are prone to receiving bribes, they normally ensure that, you know, they're semi-autonomous or autonomous. We see with the GRA, the judiciary and others, with their pay scale.
This is what prompted the spot fine.
Because I'm asking this because how is the union? Because I'm not justifying the reason why police take bribes, but sometimes when you look at their pay and everything, it's a challenging thing. I know you're not here to decide that. That's why I'm asking for your union, who is responsible to advocate at that level.
Okay, this is a law enforcement body and it operates differently from other institutions.
That's true.
As a result, this is what prompted the spot fine. This is also why we set up a human rights and professional standard unit that investigates all malpractice and misconducts of our police officers and constables. So when you report such matters, they're investigated and action is taken.
I mean, in Britain, they have the Police Complaints Commission, and it's a completely autonomous body.
It used to be Complaint and Discipline Unit. Now it's changed to Human Rights and Professional Standard Unit because it doesn't just have to be complaint and discipline,
but the human rights aspect.
Exactly.
But how often do you get complaints, and what are the numbers when it comes to disciplinary actions that have been taken?
I wouldn't be able to know the numbers. We have an officer commanding. I'll do my consultations and maybe next time, but I wouldn't know the numbers. What I do know is matters are investigated independently. Matters are investigated independently and they ensure justice is served.
Okay, let me be people here know that this is one of my big things that I'm really concerned about. You talked about the fact that we're hoping to, you know, talk about roadworthiness and road fitness of vehicles. I leave work most times around 10 o'clock. When I drive along, although I haven't seen any roadblocks recently, sometimes I joke with the police officers because they'll stop each car for a few seconds. And I would say to them, the guy in front of me doesn't have any lights. Why did you let him go? or they only have one light. And I've challenged people. If we stand at Senegambia for an hour, we would count over 40 or 50 cars that have one light or none. At 10 o'clock at night.
Causing hazards
of
to themselves and other road users.
To road users.
So we are conscious of these problems. This is why we converged to proffer solutions. We are aware. Yeah.
So is it a lack of capacity, or
I wouldn't call it a lack of capacity. I think one thing is compromise in our country. We compromise a lot of things. We're not strict about a lot of things. Also, the laws, especially the traffic laws, are not very strict in punishing offenders. You prosecute certain offenses before you know the charges or fine would be very minimal.
Yeah, we need to revisit
and
this.
you know you can pay that and get away easily. We don't have the mandate to go beyond prosecuting.
True.
So we prosecute, you come back to the roads, commit the same offense, we prosecute. So I think we revisit our laws, and I will leave that to the
And I think also there's a kind of there's something in us about being very forgiving, because I've been present when they've stopped a mini bus that has 20 or 25 people for some legitimate reason, and all the people in the bus are begging the police.
All they care about is getting to
can
their destination.
Yeah. You know, even though you're in an unsafe vehicle, and that's why they were stopped.
True.
And they beg the police, oh please, and they let them go.
Compromise,
So you said this
so
compromise.
we have our regional correspondent Lamin Fati from URR to give us an update on a specific road traffic accident that happened in the Upper River region. Good morning, Lamin.
Good morning.
Lamin, thank you so much for joining us this morning. So we're aware that there was a serious road traffic accident that happened in URR. So where specifically in URR, and was it fatal?
Yes, this incident happens in Wuli, Wuli West, between Basse and Nyakwe, which involved a motorcycle and 24 passenger vehicles, leaving one person dead and many more injured. Yes. The incident occurred yesterday evening from 4 to 5, and then the motorcycle is his name is Mohammed Jawara. Mohammed Jawara, 24-year-old boy. Yes, and then first of all he was unidentified, but later on the police found his identity card and driving license, where he was identified as Mohammed Jawara, and then a resident of Dasila Mesandu.
So it's a motorcyclist.
According to sources, this motorcyclist was coming from Nyakwe towards Basse, while the 24 passenger is coming from Basse towards Wuli, and then they meet on the road. But according to sources, they never collided. The motorcyclist just fall down by himself, and then he fall down by himself, and then the driver tried to avoid him. Then the driver also then lose control and then fall into the gutter.
Wow.
Yes. Then more than 12 people have been injured, and among them, 6 of them right now are hospitalized in Bansang, while the rest are in Basse. Among them is a pregnant woman and 6-month baby.
Wow.
Yes, that's what happened in Basse yesterday.
Oh, wow.
I mean, Lamin, this is Ade Darami here. The incident, where this incident happened, is it a particular hotspot in terms of accidents, or is it just, one of those things, or is it a particularly dangerous spot where this happened?
No, we know there is an area that we can call a hotspot, but this one is different from that point. That particular point is situated between Yorobawol and Nyakwe. That's where most of the incidents occurred.
Right.
Among them was the vehicle of Minister of Gender.
Yes.
I think 2 months ago. Yeah, but this particular one happened between Basse and Nyakwe. Just, I can say, 6 kilometers away from Basse before reaching to Nyakwe. Yes.
Okay.
Oh wow, it's a really unfortunate situation.
Definitely.
Yeah,
it's
very
tragic.
unfortunate.
It's tragic.
But hopefully you'll be able to update us accordingly about those who are hospitalized and just
Yes, I'm on my way from here to the hospital to see the condition of those admitted at Basel Hospital. Then also inquire those at Bansang also.
We wish them a full recovery.
Yeah, so aside from that, how is the rate of crime in Upper River region in these past months or weeks?
Yes, the rate of crime is very minimal at the moment because we know we have somebody, a police commissioner who is very strict, and then sometimes himself lead the operations, and then that makes the crime very minimal.
What's his name?
Jallo. And even yesterday at this scene, he was present with his operation commander. And every time he's at the forefront. So the crime rate now in URR is reduced.
That's good. We are happy that the commissioner is leading the way, and it is visible that he's strict.
I'm pleased to hear this, Lamin, because I'm always arguing with people. They're telling me crime is going through the roof, and I'm like, no, just because more people are posting on social media doesn't mean crime is going through the roof.
I have that argument with a lot of people as well. Everybody has their phone now, so
you
can just post.
The crime is very much minimal.
It's good to hear that.
Because the type of man we are having. Sometimes some of the people, if you call Famara Jallo, then you will see them start to be
regulated.
They're trembling.
That's a good thing.
That's good.
In a good way.
Well known, and whenever he speaks on the radio, you think that is Secure speaking in Guinea. That's trembling.
But anyway, we are happy that he's doing it in a good way, and that citizens are comfortable. They're not being terrified.
And that they feel safe.
They feel safe, and all of that. It's very important. But thank you so much, Lamin, for joining us, and have a nice day. Thank you so much for the update.
You're welcome, madam.
All right, thank you for the update. All right, so it seems when you have strict commissioners in certain places, it works. It works.
Yes, Commissioner Famara Jallo is a no-nonsense man, I'm aware. Also, he has a good leadership values. He has
good leadership style.
Exactly. Also, he has a good community-police relationship. He reaches out. He's on the ground when things happen. Commissioner Kinte of NBR as well. I think we have great commissioners in the regions doing well.
Maybe we should do a story on them all.
On them
individually.
They are doing well. They're really doing well. They were all part of the convergence not long ago. And we are hoping to meet again on Thursdays and Friday at the same venue to discuss the way forward. It's not business as usual for the police.
Good.
Yes.
And Mr. Ade, I have to say this because recently I was in a position where I needed the police. That was just last week.
Right.
And to be honest, as a journalist, sometimes we try to push them to hold them accountable. But when you're in an environment where you see how constrained they are, how difficult their work is, it was good that, in a way, that I've been through this to be able to actually see how they do their work
and appreciate
it. Yeah. And my mindset changed completely about the police during this process. Because I'm sitting with them, I'm seeing how they're going and coming and how they're working tirelessly to ensure with very minimal resources that they're able to do their job. So I think sometimes here and there we should be giving a big thumbs up to the police. You deserve it.
I think thank you so much. I think to be able to be in the police force, you must be a very patriotic and selfless person, because it's not easy. It's not. You don't want to be a police officer.
Most of us don't.
You don't. But unfortunately, the only thing people see is the police is corrupt. The police did this to me. What the good we do, most of the time, it's not even seen by people, or when seen, it's not spoken about.
And
so I'm glad you were saying this.
Yes.
And I'm glad Jennifer mentioned it, because I have to say this, and BBC probably won't accept any of my stories anymore. But when I was at the BBC, one of the biggest arguments we used to have is that in the morning when you would sit down and decide what you're going to do, if they were doing 10 stories, 9 of them would be negative.
Yep.
People aren't so good in the media of telling positive stories, and that's a fault on us.
But do you know what
media,
does? You don't want the rate of crime to increase. But the more negative stories you tell about your country or the security of your country, investors run away.
Of course.
Your youth and citizens become unemployed, because when people don't invest, there won't be job opportunities.
True.
When people don't have jobs, they resort to criminal activities and the rate of crime increases.
Right.
So when we do those things, we are not doing it to the head of state. Okay, because you don't like the president doesn't mean you should say ill about the country. It's not about the president, because the country is bigger than him. It's not about the IGP. It's not about me. It's about the country. And I think when the country... when people go to countries, the first thing they do is go to the internet to check about that country. Now, if all they see is Gambia is not safe, people are killing each other, do you want them to bring their wealth and resources and invest into that kind of country?
And
So I
you've
think
made a very valid point, because a lot of the Western media, they're very quick to actually pick.
Yeah.
There was an incident in Sierra Leone 4 years ago when there was a clash between opposition supporters and again BBC. I went on the BBC page and also on the Foreign Office page in England. And because of that single incident, they were telling people not to go to Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
So I wrote to them, I said, you need to take this down.
Yeah,
I said, because in the very week when you
blow it
publish
out of
this,
proportion.
I said there have been 4 knife killings in London. You're not telling people not to come to London.
Exactly.
So it is our responsibility
So,
to know what we tell about our country.
Yeah.
And
Tell
some
the
of
positive
some of these rumors that we go are unfounded.
That's
Just few days ago, I received information that a lady was circulating an audio message saying they caught one of the people who was sacrificing people in the country, and they found him with human heads. That was not correct. What happened was a lady sent her children, 11, 13, and 10-year-old children, to the bush, to the farm. How can you even send those kind of kids to the farm, even if it's not because of certain human threats? What about the reptiles?
Yeah,
They can be bitten by a snake. Something else could happen. They could be run over by a vehicle. So I think we need to be responsible as human beings. And we have gone to a stage where we think democracy is holding your phone, buying internet, and subscribing to internet and spreading false news about your country. You're not doing it to the police. You're doing it to the country, and that comes back to all of us in a negative way.
Including you, the person who sent that message. You will suffer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But thumbs up to the gender unit at the, at the Gambia Police Force.
And the deputy PRO.
Yeah, and the deputy PRO. He's just he's just something else. Like I said, my mindset has changed about the police. And you should have a more open policy where people can come and interact with you, just to understand that you mean no harm.
We do.
We
days,
do. Yeah, community outreaches.
We reach out. The community policing unit. We're going to intensify our community engagements to be more visible in the communities, to engage members of the community. There was a caravan that happened nationwide not long ago, but I think that's not enough. We'll go to school, marketplaces, and speak to people.
I was just about to say go to school. Because honestly, I think that's where you need to.
Schools, marketplaces, everywhere we can interact with people, we'll reach out. And sometimes it's not because people want to do these things, it's because they don't know. So I think we'll intensify our sensitization and outreach programs so that people know that we are there for them. They are paying us. We want to serve them, and we will serve them to the best of our abilities.
All right, great. You said I don't want to be a police officer. Maybe this is just my path, but who knows? I would have been
with her recent experience.
With my recent, I might join. I might want to join the Gambia Police Force.
That would be great. But even if you don't, the media is very powerful. The reason why our jobs are appreciated, or what we do is appreciated, is because it's seen out there. And the reason why sometimes people point fingers is because the media is showing it. So we would just urge you to use that opportunity, being a media personality, and you're loved by many. QTV is an amazing radio TV station. So you reach out to people and maybe do a bit of sensitization for them to understand the police is not their enemy. We're here to serve them. If we don't love our country and the people we serve, we would have been home doing other things, because we all know we are not much paid.
I think Binta has just made the case for the police to buy an hour every week on QTV. You couldn't have said it better.
You couldn't have said it better.
I hope you're listening, marketing people, get in touch.
Get in touch, right? Get in touch. But thank you so much, Binta, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And once again, congratulations on your recent birth of your child.
Thank you. And I was just teasing her. Police officers, they think police officers don't slay. But Binta slays, even though she's a police officer.
I'm the PRO.
You are the PRO. Yes, you have to. You look good.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we'll just go for a short break, Mr. Ade, and I'm sure the next topic will excite you because it has to do with volleyball sports. Yeah, so we'll just go for a short break and we'll be right back.
Yeah. You asked for it, and QCell is giving it to you with our new and improved Sunyu Bundle Mega Promo. Now you can get more data at cheaper prices. Buy any of our bundle packages and enjoy massive discounts. Dial *303# and enjoy browsing on the network with the biggest coverage. Buy a 20 megabytes data bundle for as low as $7 and 50 bottles today, or purchase bigger bundles up to 20 gigabytes. Yes, that's right, 20 gigabytes of data at your fingertips. With our mega promo bundles, you can browse more, chat longer, and stay connected on the go, anytime, anywhere. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell. We innovate. Others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Technology has always been at the forefront of our lives, and the way we use it has evolved drastically over the years. With the advent of 5G internet, we are entering a new era of technological innovation that promises to transform the way we live, work, and play. 5G internet is capable of providing data speeds up to 100 times faster than 4G, making it the ideal solution for streaming high-quality videos, playing online games, and downloading large files on the go. 5G internet is already transforming cities across the globe, powering smart cities, self-driving cars, and virtual reality experiences that were once thought impossible. 5G internet is also paving the way for Internet of Things, allowing for seamless connectivity between devices and the creation of a truly connected world. For the first time in the Gambia, QCell is bringing tomorrow's technology to you today with the launch of QCell 5G Internet. Get ready to experience the out-of-this-world wonders of QCell's 5G Internet. For more information, call 111. QCell. We innovate, others follow.
Q Money is back again with an offer of a lifetime. You can now buy Sunyu Bundle data packages directly from your Q Money wallet for half the price. Get all Sunyu Bundle packages from 20 megabytes to 20 gigabytes and enjoy the biggest internet data discount in the market. Just dial *323# now. Choose option 4 and start buying your favorite Sunyu Bundle package half the price only with Q Money. Pay less and stay connected with the most reliable internet service in the Gambia. For more information, call 133 Q Money, Sunyu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
The art of juggling is a true spectacle of agility, coordination, and speed. A symbol of progression, precision, and mastery. "5G speed is like having the juggler in your pocket. With lightning-fast download and upload speeds, you'll easily be able to juggle even the busiest workdays. Whether you're a busy entrepreneur, a creative, or just someone who wants to stay connected, juggle your tasks with ease with QCell 5G speed. The future is here. It's fast, reliable, and efficient. First brought to you by QCell. We innovate, others follow.
QCell mooy suñu boss. QCell mooy suñu boss. QCell mooy suñu boss. Go, ebe dawa full network suda tili QCell. Ni lafta diamla wati jamala mune diata QCell. Most reliable network dumala geta wati QCell. Wo quality man nyon soda jam pona manke QCell. Hanibe wulo ni farole kono walante be bako na jala fayola.
Welcome back from that break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning. So, Mr. Ade, like I said, this topic is going to excite you because you love sports.
And I love volleyball.
And you love volleyball.
And it's funny enough, it was the one sport I was rubbish at. I played every sport.
But
cricket,
not
tennis,
volleyball.
Basketball, football.
Yeah.
But volleyball, which I played, I was terrible.
Yeah, so we're joined by Pab Babukar Barrow, who's the head coach national volleyball team. Also, we have Jahara Koita, who is the team captain, and we'll be having a phone conversation with by Dudu Jallo, who is the president of the Gambia Volleyball Association. So, Mr. Ade, do you want to take us through this one?
Yeah, I mean, you guys have been involved in competitions recently, and I just wondered if you could just update us on some of the stuff that you've done in the very recent few weeks, actually.
Actually, some weeks ago, we were in Sierra Leone for a qualification for AAG, that is in beach volleyball, which is supposed to be 8 countries in our zone, but unfortunately it's only 6 countries that turn up in the competitions. So it was a round robin. From there we played the semi-finals and the final. For the side of males, we went to the final.
Okay.
And we play against the host, that is the Sierra Leone, and we were able to defeat them.
What? You defeated my country people?
Yes! I'm happy about that.
I knew that, but carry on.
Yeah, we defeated them in 2-1 drills, and we become the champions and qualified for AAG at the main category.
Yes.
For the female side also, our female team was not able to reach to the final, but actually they come home with bronze medals. And also qualified for the AAG beach volleyball. It was an amazing tournament, very tough, you know, but eventually we achieved our goal. Our ultimate objective was to qualify for AAG, and which we have achieved that.
Okay, wonderful. So if I know some of our local language viewers might appreciate you just telling them of your choice, local language of your choice.
let me use more converse with Mandinka.
Okay.
That was good. Okay.
All right. Konkamen foten Numu Gambia beach volleyball team oldi command to Tamaron dan Sierra Leone competition all olem qualification odi na zone region. Kill will gagner wole gold medal win wole 4-star na muso wole sabata final or kill in Sierra Leone benta na Sierra Leone bute final ola winta na gold medal na de Gambia jang musul wole sidla sabalta wole bronze medal di if nan qualify ta kata Africa bela beng balabo nyoto min kala Ghana nin karnala mo di ala na Gambia volleyball both beach and indoor can you so bela qualified in competition. Yeah.
Barakabake. So moving on to the team captain, you know, how do you feel, you know, to win Sierra Leone, Mr. Ade's country?
Please don't.
Yes, I'll go on about it. You know, how did you feel after that match?
Yes, of course, I feel very happy, feel very proud winning the Zone 2 again. For the second time, I guess.
Yeah, I was going to say Gambia has a very good record in Zone 2.
I think we conquered the Zone 2. So I feel very happy, and it was very tough, but we came first, and now I feel very happy.
So what made Team Gambia stand out, considering, you know, the tough challenge ahead?
I think we can do it. We have very good talents.
Okay.
And then beach volleyball, I think, is our stuff. Gambia beach volleyball is very good. Comparing to other countries, we have more techniques and talent than other countries. So I think we have bigger advantage than other countries.
Nice.
Yeah, and I guess I have to ask the question, you've just touched on it there about the talent that we have in the Gambia, because many Gambians are actually professional beach volleyball players who are in other countries. And is that an ambition of yours?
Yeah, of course, of course. We have Tijan in Qatar. Seni also is in Qatar.
Nice.
It's a motivation for us, telling us that we can do it just like them.
So let me ask right to the beginning, how did you get involved in the sport? How did it start for you? Because a lot of people hear football when you talk about sport. It's like the number one sport, and they drift along to that. But as a young man or young boy, what attracted you about beach volleyball, that was the thing that you got into?
I think Gambia, everybody plays football. And when I was coming to volleyball, not beach volleyball, but
beach volleyball, how did you get into it?
Yes,
really?
It was in my upper basic school. That's when I started playing and eventually started to love it. And started to continue with the game until now.
Okay. And in terms of the coach, we have to come to you.
So Mr. Ade, before coach, we already have Baidudu Jallo on the line, who is the president of the Gambia Volleyball Association. And I know he's a very proud president, because obviously, like he said, this is the second time that they're conquering the beach volleyball zone 2. So Mr. Jallo, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
Yeah, so Mr. Jallo, how do you feel about your team's performances?
Well, right now, I think I'm very happy. I am really very proud of the performances coming from our beach volleyball team, both men and women. I think from the background information, beach volleyball has been a strength for Gambia, and we have tried to really maintain the standard when it comes to beach volleyball. So we have not only focused on the top stars that we had here, which is Sini and Tijan and others, but we have tried to really inspire the younger generation. And Jahara out there is one of the the best talents coming from the young generation in the country. And apart from Tijan, our young boys, even in 2023, with the guidance of the coach, won the African Championship for under 21, and we are in the World Championship in Thailand for under 21. So we can. I am really very happy from what I'm seeing, because even the continuity of the achievement is almost guaranteed with the younger generation that is coming through. So for me, really, I'm pleased. I'm comfortable. I'm also inspired, with what we are doing, and motivated to try to concentrate and work more, especially on the aspects that concern my role, which is the administration and management of the sport in the country.
Yeah, because I was going to come to that. What are you doing differently? Because even though you need talent, you need a good team coach to ensure that the work is done, but also, an association has to be properly, structured and giving them the right support for them to be able to perform well. So what are you doing differently?
Well, I've been asked this question so many times. I think for us at volleyball, we persist on the most important things for me, which is the basic things that you need to do for a sport to flourish. Because if you have the athletes and you have some of the facilities and you have the idea, the important thing is to make sure you have continuous program for your athletes and your sport. And I think over the years in the Gambia, we have persisted on this. We have really done our basic things of organizing our national championship and making sure we have a series of programs in the country. And these programs, we structure them very well. We try to take them very, very seriously. We make sure we put a lot of effort to make the young guys know that this is a serious program. This is not a joke. So we have really persisted on this over the years. And this is keeping the focus of our players, our coaches, and everybody else. And this is what is helping us and giving us results. And I think also, I think in terms of administration, it's also trying to build a team, a team that really will help you, that really will share with you the vision that you have. And fortunately, I have that in the executive committee of the Gambia Volleyball Federation. But we have also been able to pass this to the coaches. For example, Papa Bukar Baro is somebody that really share what we are trying to do, and he also contributes so much. The players also understand, and we are very open with respect to our situation, with respect to what we have and what we don't have. And this is what we tell the players, this is what we tell the coaches, and then we try to do what we can do best. I mean, with the minimum that we have. And this is what we do, and we try to be there always. We try to be there whether it's nice, it's bad, it's hard, it's tough. We are happy, we are sad. We try to maintain ourselves in this environment. I think this is what is giving us results in volleyball. And now it's not only in beach, but it's also coming out in the indoor side also.
Baidu Jallo, thanks for that. If I could just quickly ask a question. If one looks at football, we see Nawetan, we see First Division and all these. There's a structure there. What's the structure nationally in terms of volleyball and beach volleyball? In case people watching this program get excited and say, oh, I'd love to get involved. How do I get involved? What's the structure across the country?
Yeah, actually, I think in beach volleyball, in fact, we have just a few months ago launched a national beach volleyball commission.
Okay.
Which is a complete group of people that we know, that we identify to be very much passionate about beach volleyball, and we have them. Now, they are a very important structure because they are now doing the beach volleyball program and organizing the beach volleyball activities on behalf of the Gambia Volleyball Federation. But also, in terms of structure, we have the national championship. It's a very important platform. And we organize this every year for both men and women. And then also, we have our national coaches, which are now, for example, Babukar Barrow is now appointed by the Ministry of Youth and Sports. And he is also drawing up his own program of preparing our athletes. I can even tell you now he does this on a day-to-day basis.
Nice.
He's working with a group of young players, both male and female, at the Palmarima beach every 3 days in the week, consistently. So really, he is really a wonderful. He's doing a great job. So the structure is like that, and this commission and the coaches and the players also work with the executive committee of the federation, and we are linked to the Confederation of African Volleyball, beach volleyball structure.
Nice.
We are also linked to the FIVB structure. We have an FIVB project that we are running here. So in terms of structure, I can tell you our beach volleyball is very well structured. We register our teams in competitions outside of this country, and we conduct our trainings, prepare our teams, and participate. So we participate in structure ourselves to participate in international competitions, zonal, continental, and even international.
Thank
and
you
also
so much.
Continue the work in country. So I think in beach volleyball we are coming to start to do the beach volleyball strategy. That is what we are coming to do through the Beach Volleyball Commission. And I think with all these, we will have a better strategic direction.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Jallo.
I think.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jallo.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. I know you're the association president, but we have to now give the little time that we have back to, the people on the ground. But thank you so much for your leadership. Thank you. Appreciate it. And I'm glad Mr. Ade asked that question. Very important. Because that ensures that they're able to groom, a proper structured local competition is very important.
So as national team coach, how do you go about selecting the players that you then end up coaching? What's the method? Is there a funnel that actually brings players, and they say, or do you have people who go around the country and identify players that then end up on the national team?
Actually, basically, we have, as President said, we have our structure. We have our national league. So based on our national league is where we look at the potential, the one that we think can able to give us results, and we identify them, and we have a training session with them, and we tend to add 1 or 2 things that they have, and trying to minus some of the things that they don't, and we were able to get a better team. Yeah. So it is not like pick and choose. We look at the quality.
So how did you get selected for the national team?
For Jahara?
Yeah, let him tell us.
Yeah, Jahara.
Yeah.
No, maybe perhaps I can tell a bit about him.
Okay.
He was first identified to play beach volleyball in 2018 in African Youth Games.
Okay.
In fact, it was a challenge because his mind and everything was indoor. He have less knowledge about beach.
Wow. Okay.
So he was identified. He was grumbling. In fact, we have a lot of fight.
He was grumbling.
Yeah.
I'm glad you told us that.
So we have a lot of push and pull.
Yeah.
But eventually we went to All African Youth Games in earlier in 2018. And we were able to win bronze medal. And we qualified for Youth Olympic for the history. For the first time, Gambia participate beach volleyball participate in Youth Olympic, and they were the first team to reach there. So it was a great achievement. For the first time. Continental, in fact, beach volleyball won a medal. So they were the guy who first brought me into the country. So it was an amazing,
So how did you feel when they convinced you stop the indoor volleyball and go to beach volleyball? What was the transition for you? Was it difficult or was it a simple transition?
It was very difficult because it was my first time, and it was like almost the first team to go outside playing beach volleyball for Gambia. So what I know was indoor. So going to the beach was hard, but when we went there, almost the play is almost the same. It's just the ground.
Exactly, the surface that you play
and the atmosphere. So I think it was almost the same. So it was easy and hard, but as we are going through, it was coming easier.
Sure.
And eventually now I can play beach, play indoor.
Okay, wonderful.
That is great.
Coach, before Jennifer comes in, if you wants to come in, one of the things that we're very conscious of is that recently the Gambia football team, Scorpions, made it all the way to AFCON for the second time. And when they went there was a lot of talk about the funding that they get in relation to other sports. And I know, so in terms of volleyball, what's the funding situation and what would be ideal? What would you love to see happen in terms of funding to actually take this to another level?
Actually, we thank our federations. They do extremely well, trying to help and build the team and trying to help that the team is well furnished and attend competitions. And we also thank the ministry. They're also trying to do their quota to see that the team participate in all the events that we normally go. But still we have a little bit challenges here and there, and which we are appealing still to the authorities. Although like volleyball cannot be compared to other sports. Okay, but as I always said, you cannot treat your children equally, but treat them fairly. That is most important thing.
That's a good point.
So, and volleyball, we need fund, we need financial.
So please, to corporate,
so we are appealing to the private sectors, the government, stakeholders, everybody to come in and help. These are the young ones. They have the talent. We have the potential. And he said, Tijan Jango is from Gambia. But Tija is no more part of Gambia. He's representing Qatar.
Qatar, yeah, exactly.
Being in Wall Street, being number 1 or number 2 in the world. We believe that we can do it. We have the potential. So if government and stakeholders come into our aid, we might produce a better result.
Cool. Do you have a fan club?
Oh, we don't have that much fans club. We have our players is our fans. Our players are our fans. Like if you compare Gambia and other countries, they have resources, they have everything. Even some of their coaches are university graduates.
Do we have a national training center, for example?
What we have is our various volleyball centers, academies across the countries. Where we groom kids. We organize annual summer camps where we train the younger ones going to schools, train to brooms. That's what we do. And we do it voluntarily, previously.
Cool. Okay, and my final point before I hand over to Jennifer, you mentioned schools. Are we trying to encourage schools to actually have like a kind of schools competition, or is there one already?
Actually, national secondary school sport association are responsible of that.
Right.
Okay. But our main objective is to go to the school and help the PE teachers to train these young people to love volleyball.
Yeah, quite, which is
most of our mentalities and even our PE teachers, most of them are focused on football and athletics. And which other athletes are, just recently they concluded their volleyball, inter-school volleyball programs, and it was amazing. There were a lot of talented that emerged from that.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's already I see the little scorpion. The little black scorpion there. Yeah. So, I mean, the Scorpions fans club, I think, should be general. Yeah. Like, they should also support...
sports fans,
yes.
Gambian sports.
Exactly. Let it be basket or just anything. It should... fan club for everything, because it actually adds, you know how I know with Cote d'Ivoire performing well in this AFCON, I'm like, home advantage, you need the fans and all of that just to show the young ones that they care about the sport and they love it. So I think that is very important. But to close with, we have 2 minutes to go. Koita, so, where do you hope to see yourself? Do you have a specific preference as to someday internationally which country you want to play for?
No, he wants to play for Gambia.
He wants to play for Gambia, but
you can play in other countries.
Other countries, that's what I mean. Yeah. Yes, it's just like football where you can play for another country, obviously. So what are your dreams specifically?
The dreams are to become professional, like professional.
Okay.
Yes, and hoping to help my country. To be a professional, if you be a professional, it will be easier to play for your country. But staying here, playing here, it will be very hard sometimes. Okay. But Allah knows best. But I want to be a professional, playing in the big leagues in Europe and
in Asia.
Asia, Italy. Yes, Asia, they pay a lot of money.
Oh, wow. Exactly. And money, it's important. Yeah, but good luck to you. We pray that you reach there. And with the amazing words that your coach had to say, I'm sure you're working towards this particular dream. So Mr. Ade, I'm afraid that is all we have time for. But before we leave, thumbs up to our sponsors for joining us, calling more sponsors to join in. You play basketball, so you need this milk. It's volleyball. It's going to help with your bones. Cow milk, get the name ready. You need to be drinking this, because I know your bones are very important when it comes to volleyball, with the ball and everything. So special thanks to our sponsors and calling on more. Mr. Ade, it was really great to do this together.
And once again, happy birthday to Ibrahim
Balde. And I hope he gets his car fixed or get a new one, whatever the case.
Somebody might give him as a present.
You never know. Thank you so much for joining us, and see you tomorrow. Bye for now.
Bye.